Hello, everyone. My name is Hugo Blanco. I want to say welcome to you to our webinar, Increase Safety Through Security. People. Increase safety through people is a very important topic, and we have two very high profile persons with you today. And we will start talking about this with Yusuf Hassan and with Elnaz Tadayon. Elnaz Tadayon is an information security consultant and network engineer with more than 7 years of experience. She has a theoretical knowledge and a professional experience of information security and network. So I know she will talk about very, very high value information to you. Please pay attention. She is also a skilled information with a high experience from B to C and B2B companies. Other properties that describe Elnas are like a team player. She's a really good team player, self-governing, organized, project manager, and motivator. So we know that all this experience will that she will be today sharing with you. You can have a good information for your career development, like information security, or maybe if you are someone newbie in this topic and you want to learn more about how to be secure when you are working in internet on an online environment. So, well, Elnas and Yusuf, all the room is for you. Welcome.
Hi, welcome. Welcome, Elnaz.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for inviting and having me here.
Thank you,
Thank
Elnas,
you.
for being here. So, please, you can begin the presentation.
Of course.
Okay.
Okay, is it on now?
Yes, this is
Okay,
streaming right
perfect.
now.
Uh,
Perfect.
so today, hello everyone, and today we're gonna talk about and discuss about the how to increase security through the people, and by the people we are talking about the most valuable asset of the company, which are employees of the company. So. Of course, you have seen this picture many times before, or if you haven't, you are already aware of the fact that the companies mainly only invest on the security as a technical asset. And so what happened here is that the companies spend a lot of money on the technical, but also it's the most problematic issue is the human error, which is also incompatible with the company. So here is the mindset is that the people is always the problem. The truth is that they are not the problem, and the problem goes to the part that we have done nothing to secure them. And as a result, they are primary targets. So it's up to us to determine whether they are the weak link, or that can be a defense that for a company as a cybersecurity. So, but you can see here that the companies mainly are spending a lots of time on securing a device and the technology. Here you can see that for securing a laptop, they are using different variation of the technologies such as antiviruses, two-factor or MFA authentications, patch management, and VPN, and etc. And this may cost maybe $1,000 for each device or $500, but how much are they spending on a human? And as a maybe $1, 100, or how much, or even nothing. So far, if someone thinks that people are the weaklings, I have to say that no, they are not. The problem is that we are fail to secure them, and we have failed to make security simple and understandable for them. So what are the human problems and errors that can happen for the security breaches and that can be resulted in the security breaches and problems? They are, of course, more than these, but the main are these three categories, which can be divided to the wrong delivery, password management, and the phishing mails, which in the next slide, I will explain each of them. So what does it mean by the wrong delivery? Let me explain it through a latest data breach that happened in Sweden. Actually, the company, which is called Folksam, is one of the largest investors and also the insurance company in Sweden. What happened here, it was at the beginning of the November this year, that the company said that because of the wrong delivery, they mistakenly shared the customers' information, around like 1 million customers' information, sensitive information, such as their we call it Personnummer in Sweden, but it's the personal national ID number, and like the insurance they're using, such as the pregnancy insurance or other kind of insurance, and they've been shared this information with the companies such as Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and etc. Of course, it's not. It's under investigation, but for now, it can be an example of the wrong delivery that happened in here.
One question, Elnaz. This is very troublesome. Is there any law in Sweden regarding if that company gets fined because of this breach, because of this major embarrassment that they're sharing customer sensitive information?
Of course, Sweden is part of EU, so in the EU we are following the GDPR.
Yes,
so
exactly.
the company have to follow the GDPR, and also the other Sweden also has the company. Sorry, because they are the Swedish name. It's difficult to translate it to English. But there's also a company regarding, we call it the MSP, regarding the security and information of the people in Sweden. So, and also by the law, they have to inform the customers and report the data breach. But so far, because it's an ongoing investigation, they haven't has come up with the data breach and losses that they have to pay, and we are not sure how it will end.
What calls to me the attention is that when they say mistakenly share customers, I don't know how can you mistakenly share customer information with Google or Facebook, because either they were breached and someone took hold of that information, because it doesn't make any sense to me that they can share some information and they say, oh, we do it mistakenly, because if they know that they have to comply with GDPR, it's supposed that they know the responsibility, what information can be shared, what is personal identifiable information. So this issue of mistakenly doesn't make sense to me right now.
Of course, that can be an example of human error with the wrong delivery.
Okay.
So they were supposed to share it with some other third party, but it happened by the mistake. So we are not sure how it happened yet, but hopefully we will find out later.
Good, that's good.
The next issue is the password management. To what extent the employees and the users try to secure their password. Let's see an example here.
Cybersecurity today and how safe people's passwords are. What is one of your online passwords currently?
It is my dog's name and the year I graduated from high school.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a Chihuahua Papillon.
And what's his name?
Jameson.
Jameson. And where did you go to school?
I went to school back in Greensburg, Pennsylvania.
What school?
Hempfield Area Senior High School.
Wow. When did you graduate?
In 2009.
Oh, great.
It's like my cat's name and then just like a random number.
Okay. Have you had this cat for a while?
Yeah, she's my childhood pet.
Aw. And what's her name?
Her name is Jolie.
Jolie. So like a password of yours would be Jolie and then a number.
Yeah.
Like number 1.
Like my birthday,
Oh, when is your birthday?
June 12th.
Oh, nice. And what year were you born?
95.
Oh, great. So Jolie 6/12/95.
Yes.
Got it.
So you mean to give my password right now? No, I cannot do that.
But we all want to know what it is so we can tell you if it's strong or not.
Oh my goodness. Let me think. Okay, one is Tel Aviv. Yeah. 468, and then Israel. It's only 3, but it's for me it's strong enough.
Ireland, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gemma, 1, 2, 3. Spelled Gemma. Well, most of them are Italian.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
So
what? Like what's a good Italian password?
my grandma's name,
What's your grandma's name?
Maria.
Maria. So Maria is your password?
Oh yeah, now you know my password. Oh yeah.
Well, that's amazing, Elnaz. People don't get to understand why do they get hacked with Facebook. And what happened is that many times people just created a simple password when they sign into Facebook the first time, or when they sign into Instagram or any other social media the first time, and they generally put that my dog's name, my pet's name, the name of my uncle, the name of my grandmother, and things like that. And then we see in the news that someone hacked some politician or some Hollywood star Facebook account, and it's because of this, because they put very, very easy passwords, and people can guess that maybe the password is the name of the pet, the name of their family, their birthday, and so on. So it's very easy to hack someone's Facebook and Instagram and all those different social media accounts. It's because of this, because people do not have a good cyber hygiene when introducing good and difficult, hard to get password.
Exactly, I totally agree with you. So we have different issues regarding the password. The first one is the how much it's strong enough. So using the only numbers that are related to the telephone number or the birthday or these numbers are not good enough. And also we have how to keep the password secure. We have unfortunately cases in the working environment that you can see they are using the password they read, even though that's like a complicated password, but they are still writing it down on a paper and put it next to the monitor or in their drawer or on the desk. So that can be another issue regarding the password. So even though that it's strong enough or it's not easy to guess, but still how to keep it secure and how to not to share it with the others. That's something that the employees also need to learn and be aware of about. So
Very good example.
yes, and the last but not the least, and I believe that can be the most common and the most important part, is the phishing mail attacks. What happened is that according to the statistics, around 90% of the ransomware and the cyber breaches are caused by the people just clicking on a link they receive on the email, which is called phishing mail attack. And they are different kind, of course. If you wanna know more about it, it's the spearfishing, which is targeting only one person, or the phishing is just randomly send it to different people. So let me tell you about the latest case happened actually in the Örebro University in Sweden. Around, I think maybe a couple of months ago, like 6 or 7 months ago, one of the department, they got the phishing, spear phishing. I believe that spear phishing attack from the head of the department. So the attackers and the hackers were actually got information regarding that manager, that person at the specific time was not available to be access their email and to be able to speak on the phone or answer the email. So they used that opportunity to send a fake email to their department with the specific type of information that it's common. And they asked, it was in the evening, so of course after working hour people may get tired, and they don't may consider that much that why I got such an email like this. So they've been asked to send the money for like help or something in that moment, and they fall for that because it was their manager, their boss, so they wanted to be just solve the issue. But after like 5 or 6 different people fall for that, then they had to make a report to the police. And so far, what happened now is that even though in the academic environment that you think everyone are like aware of the security, and even though with the university that is having this program as an information security, is still may happen. And it's important to make the solution that people not fall for such attacks. So okay, what to do now? That may be the question. The first thing is I highly suggest is not blame anyone, not to point out and look for the reason that it was whose fault for that, because mainly it's not the employees who actually done this. It goes back to the employers who doesn't
Yes.
give them the opportunity to be aware of such security.
That's a very, very, very good point, Elnaz. In fact, when you follow the best practices regarding, for example, follow-ups of cyber incidents, one of the things that some framework like NIST told you is that when you do a lessons learned meeting, it's not a good practice to blame the person that allowed the breach to happen, because that will create a very toxic environment in any company. So as you correctly say, it's not a blame game in that moment. What every company has to do is from top to down, from top to bottom, with the tone at the top approach, have a very good cyber hygiene security posture, like a good round of cyber awareness from the management to all the people, from the upside of the organization to the down, so everyone gets to know what are the different scenarios of social engineering. So what you are telling Elnas is very, very good point. So the blame game is not the right way to go.
Exactly. So what's the solution? Of course, there are more than that, but the two most important one are to making a security as a culture and also through awareness. So what does it mean by security as a culture? Of course, every company have its own culture, but let's have the security also as a culture. It means that to have this mindset to grow this mindset in the employees, between employees, to be to have to look at the security as something, as a day-to-day activity, and to try to work with it, not just like one task that have to be fulfilled. It's just like the way that they are doing their work. It should be their mindset that, and also they have to know that the security doesn't belong to only the security or the IT department. It's belong to everyone. They have to consider that they are the risk that may happen the risk that may happen that can be have consequences as the data breaches and the millions of dollars happening is as a loss for the company. So they have to know and be aware of those problems and security breaches and risk. So, and the second solution for the culture can be rewarding and recognizing the people monthly. It can be a good motivation for the companies to have a monthly top secure employee of the month program.
Yes, yes.
Through that, they can have like even a small price such as $100, which is not that much, but
Yes.
it but if they have it like every month, then it will be it's more motivation for employees to follow the regulation and try to be more safe and secure. And also make the security fun. Security shouldn't be only the do and do not, the policies, and also to follow the regulation and the laws, and also even through the boring webinars and the long sessions for increasing the awareness in the employees. It should be fun. It should be through different solutions that in the next slide we will discuss about it. So
you're making a very good point. What happened in many organizations is that, as you correctly said, it became like a burden to many people to perform these webinars, to listen to webinars, to participate in these sessions of security. And as you say, you have to make it fun by the way of giving awards, maybe like creating a culture. But one important thing that I have seen from my experience, that it works when the top management believe in that. If top management do not believe in that, or if they do not want to give some money or some stimulus, it will not work. Because, for example, the CISOs of any organization, if they don't have it in the budget, if the higher management does not approve those type of rewards, it will not work. So it's very important from top management, from the board of directors, to believe in this approach, for them to uh, inspire all the people in the organization to participate in these sessions and make it fun. It has to be the culture of the company. As I always say, it is in large part responsibility of the board of directors, not only from the CISO, from the board of director or the CEO of a company, to create that culture.
exactly. So how we have the increasing the awareness regarding the security. The first and the most thing about the awareness you have to keep in mind is that the awareness program is not a one-time action plan. It should be a continuous plan, and it can be fulfilled and achieved through the education and the communication. So how about the education? I have to say it has different ways to do it. It depends on the budget you want to spend, and of course the size of the company, and even if you want to do it the internal or the external. But it doesn't matter as long as you have it as a continuous plan. So for the education, it can be through gamification. It can be Gamification is the way to play a game, make a scenario for employees and the users to feel and experience a real lifetime scenario, and through that they will play some similar to the real life games, and learn regarding that how to increase the security. It can be through the monthly workshop. Of course, it can be you can hire someone to teach them about that, or you can use your internal CISO or the security information people.
There's a very interesting point there. Excuse me, Elnaz.
Sure.
Which, in your experience, is the best way to handle this? It is better to hire someone from the outside, or does the CISO has better experiences implementing that culture in the organization? One of the pros of having do it internally, is that since the CISO knows everyone in the organization, he can perform a better rapport with the different employees, with the different collaborators. He understands how the organization works. When you hire someone from the outside, maybe that person cannot make the click with person inside the organization, and maybe it's like, okay, someone came here and give us a speech, but we don't know that person. He just he come here like 1 hour and he just go home. So what, in your experience, is the best approach?
I believe it depends on the size of the company, actually.
Okay.
Not all the companies have their own internal security department, which can be fulfill the education. So it depends, and also the the secure maturity level of the company. It's also another factor, I believe, because of course, the more matured from the security point the company is, the better they are in the internal. They can be better in the internal people and the assets, and they can have their own internal education plan. But if they are not, they don't have that much that part in their internal departments, then it's fine to have an external. It should be maybe the mixture sometimes, but
Yes.
it depends on the company. It's always depend on it and the budget they want to spend, and like different factors. So we can't say which one is the best. It depends on many different factors. And also we have the online training. So of course, with the COVID situation that we have now, the online training is the best solution. And it can be it can be through the webinar or the videos or also the online games, but can still work as, and also can be, even though if it's not the online work now that we are having, and if it was like before or after the hopefully the corona situation, we can have still the online training during the working hours, like 15 or half an hour a day, once a month, or it depends on how secure enough the people are. We can plan for that. And of course, the last one is the micro videos, which is making a small, like 1 to 3 or 4 minute videos can be useful as like animation or storytelling that can be
Yes.
also interesting and still not boring, and can transfer the information they are required to learn.
Well, regarding that micro video, what I have seen in many companies that they put it in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
At the cafeteria, you have like TV sets. So when people are there in their lunch, or maybe when they have a coffee break, they can put all the micro videos in the television set, so people can just continue seeing that video all day long. Each time they go to a cafeteria, they have that video, and that help them create the top of mind, the idea of cyber hygiene in their mind.
Exactly. And also that can be like a pop-up
Yes,
messages
also.
too. That's like once a day or once in a week, or depends on how they schedule that. They can be shown, and they were sometimes, it depends on like how they are having time, but they can watch that, and we have to make sure that they are watching that. And also the awareness should be through the communication, which the most important one is the policies.
Yeah.
How do we communicate with people, with the employees through the policies? Which the policies shouldn't be the 80 pages worksheet that we give to the employees to read, and which they never done it, and it's mostly complicated and not related to their work, so they never work for them. So instead of that, it's better to engage them to design the policy for specific for their role and position they have, so they are understanding. It's both for the designer and the user. So the designer, which is our side as a information security or cybersecurity expert, that get a better understanding of what the employees are doing and what task and the daily activities they have, and also from the perspective of the employee, that understand how important is not to do, and to do how to do the different kind of activities. This can be resulted in a better security awareness, and designing a policy which is more understandable, and can be maybe like 4 or 5 pages, which even without reading that, they are already aware of what to do with this.
Yeah, what you have to do is you have to penalize. You can penalize an employee in the policy, because I know some people say, well, why are you going to penalize me? But if when people is onboarded, or when people enter a company and they sign a policy, and the policy says that we are going to give you all the security awareness, you are aware not to click any suspicious email, and someone just click it, or someone just do something that is not in the best interest of the company, and if they sign the policy and the policy say, well, the first time you do that, we will send you an email. The second time, we'll send you a written notice. The third time, you can be fired. Maybe That's the only way many people understand the importance of applying cyber hygiene. Because if a
Um,
policy is approved by the board of directors and the board of directors has a very tough stance regarding the employees' action in social engineering, I know you can make an error because you're a human being, but there must be some way to penalize someone because if you do not penalize nobody, then it will become like a joke. Maybe every time some suspicious email came and people just click it, it will make a company lose a lot of money. So I think any board of director, any company has to see what is the best mix of in which cases you can penalize someone if they do not comply with a policy.
yeah, you're right, Yusuf. But the thing is that that's really cultural thing. For example, in Sweden, it doesn't work in that way. You are not. I can't say a law, but it's better not to threat people that if you don't do that, the consequence would be like you may
Okay.
get fired. I think it's really cultural thing, and it can be even the country or the each company. Like they may have different policies, but that can be the way that it's actually one of the ways for the compliance to make sure that the companies, the employees are following the policies. But there are still so many argumentation regarding that whether it's a good way, or because it can be, it's not a good way, never ever it's a good way to manage people through their fear. It's better to motivate it in a positive way instead of the negative way. That
Okay.
can be, yeah, but it's also a way and tool. So sometimes it can work like that also, but not
It
everywhere.
worked like it worked like as a deterrent because maybe you're not going to fire anyone, but in some culture, like you say, maybe in some countries they have a better level of maturity, but in companies with a very low level of maturity, and if a company has been attacked before and you do not want to make that like a recurring event, uh, you can have it right and they can sign it. So it's like maybe act like a deterrent. But
Yes, of course.
but the best practice always say that if you violate something in a policy, you should be held accountable. It is about accountability because if you sign it in a policy, you are supposed to comply with it. Because if you make a policy and in person do not comply the policy and nothing happens, then it's not a policy. It becomes like a joke. And in right now, with the current state of insecurity and all the breaches we are seeing worldwide, I think companies must take a top stance. But as I always say, the best one to set the example is the one at the top. The CEOs and the board of directors, they are the ones who must comply with it. They should set the example because if they do not set the example, the other employees are not going to do anything. Oh, the CEO doesn't do anything, so why should I?
Yes, I agree with that because that the security people should be the, and also the top managers, they should be the role models for other
Yes,
employees that
exactly.
they are looking at and they are trying to follow them. And one more thing about the policies I wanted to mention was that also we have to make sure that the vision and the mission of the company is not the security mainly. They have their other business and the security
Yeah.
is side of that. So we have to make sure that the policies doesn't make the barriers, and it's not the
Yes.
regulation that put the stopping the people, the employees to do their actual work that they are hired for. So we have to make sure that they can achieve their goals and the mission through with the security side by that. So that's
Correct.
something also
Yeah,
in
a balance. You have to have a balance.
exactly. So, and of course, this is the hope that we are having if the company, like the employees, can be able to defend themselves regarding the attacks that may happen, and they may be aware of that. And thank you for having me here, and thanks for attention. You can contact me through my email and LinkedIn address. And if you have any more question, we can talk about it.
Well, that's a very, very, very good presentation. Congratulations, Elnaz. Very good presentation. I don't know, Hugo, if you have to talk anything about this, make your final words.
Yes, thanks so much, Elnaz. Was a wonderful to have all your knowledge and experience with us and know all this management of security information from another part of the world, like in Sweden. So we are very compliance, and all the questions the people can have, we will share with you. I hope that the persons understand everything, and if you have some questions in this video, please feel free to leave your commentaries down here, and contact Elnaz if you have some question too. She shared with us all the information. So, well, was our webinar today. I hope that I can knowledge about the next one. We will continue to make these conversations
And
and all
any
these
closing
webinars
remarks, Elnaz?
to increase your knowledge about information security and protect yourself when you are in internet. So thanks so much.
No?
Sorry,
Any closing remarks?
just you have to keep in mind, as I said, that employees are important, and try to make them aware of the risk they are working with.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Well, thanks to you, Elnaz, and thanks to Hugo, and
Okay, I think
we'll see you in the next
she
webinar.
don't.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello, are you there? Unless you still there, you can hear us.
That's good. You, Elnaz. We'll see you in the next webinar.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.